pressure is rising. One goal away and we're all synchronizing. Hard on the beat like a strike in the box. Unstoppable rhythm that never will stop. Let the game begin, let the whistle blow. We got that lo-fi heat in the studio. Spinning the ball, yeah, we're ready for the show. Kick it to the limit and we let it go. Smooth with the transition, gliding on the air. Master of the movement, look at how we flare. Cooler than the ice, but the fire is still there. Top of the league, yeah, we're sitting in the chair.
Yeah, my mic was on mute again.
I'll get used to this. The champ is here. Hey. What's up? What's up, people? How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Again, today is me. I'm just doing like a let's talk about it thing. I don't really have a lot to say for like the transfers or anything because there's a lot of people talking about transfers. There's a lot of information out there if you need to know who gets who. I mean, my major thing with transfers is I battle with transfers because I want certain players personally, but I trust the club to get who they need to be able to get us over the line. So, but what I wanted to do today was just a general, like, talk about the destination. We know what the destination was this season for us to win something major, and we did. We won the Premier League, but I also wanted to talk about the journey to getting to that destination of winning the Premier League. So we're going to watch a bunch of, we're going to watch one video. It's about 18 minutes. I'll chat through it. If you have any questions, throw it in the chat. We'll talk about it while we're watching this video. I'll pause the video every now and then. It's a video about the parade, and I will talk through each player as they show up on the screen, or as it's going to be free flowing. It's one of those things. So here's the video. Let me. Let me pause there first, and let's start with this. You know how he says it's not done. One of the things that killed me when not killed me, that made me a little bit sad when he said it's not done. I remember that game against Man City, and my personal immediate emotion towards Declan Rice was, yes, it's not done. Let's go, man. Because I know like how it feels to believe in something and hope that you can get it. And if you don't get it at the end, then I'll be like, hey, Dec, next time don't be that public about it. That's when I'll criticize you. But in the moment where you're literally trying to pull yourself out of that despair, I think it's an amazing thing to just support your team. But again, let's continue with the video. See what he said here. It's not done. And then now he goes, now it's done. Now it is done. And it is done. Yeah, this is amazing, man. This was amazing. Eze, Norgard, Rice, Gyökeres. Let's go, Miles. Carla Fury. Hey, Odegaard with the glasses dropped. So this is for people who didn't like see the parade. I just want to tell you through my own lens how I enjoyed watching this video. Mascara, man. Like first season, Premier League winner. Imagine that. Saliba, troublemaker. Look at Nkapie. And the gaffer himself, Mikel Arteta. But yeah, man, this guy's Jurriën Timber. Oof, immense this season. Eberechi Eze. You know what? Let's do this. Eberechi Eze. I've got to go back and talk about this guy here. Just give me a second. I want him to be on screen when I speak about him. Yeah. So it was Jurriën Timber, right? And then you had Eberechi Eze. Now, this is the destination. Like I said, we won the Premier League, so we're excited about it. But do you know, like, for the journey, let me tell you what Eberechi Eze. He scored the first North London derby hat trick for nearly 50 years, right, for us, since Alan Sunderland. This is in 1978. I think 1978 was the last time that we had a Arsenal hat trick, and this guy scored the first London, and it's only the fourth time. This is only the fourth time This is only the fourth time the match ball has ever been claimed in this fixture. So Eze has, like, cemented his name in Arsenal folklore history, literally. And that for me is immense, because you know what it is. As a player, you want to do special things, and I think he did. He did. One other thing that we actually didn't talk about again about Eze. Eze scored 10 goals from outside the box this season, more than any Premier League player. For as horrible as our attack was, for as mediocre as people try to make it seem, for as ineffective as they try to paint Eze in certain situations, just to have such a statistics in the season, right? Like, this is the journey now to us winning the Premier League. To be able to be the player who scored, 10 goals from outside the box, the most of any Arsenal player this season in all competitions. That's amazing, So yeah, Eze, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you, my brother. Kudos. Saka. Now, Ethan Nwaneri, let's do this, man. So Ethan apparently is going to also be Ethan. Congratulations to Ethan. He's getting the winner's medal as well, or he has gotten his winner's medal, because before he went on loan, he actually played 6. The journey for Ethan. Ethan played 6 games. And the rule is you have to at least play 5 games. And Ethan did play 6 games before his move to France. And so yes, he is entitled to a winner's medal. Noni is a nuisance. Noni Madueke is a nuisance. Miles Lewis Kelly, I'm happy for this kid, man. My captain, Captain Martin Odegaard. My captain. Say what you will about this player. He captained this team. He captained this team to to our next Premier League win after 22 years. We've been waiting. That's my captain there. This is a guy who, when other players talk about him, if you hear what they say, if you watch interviews with players and how they speak about Martin Odegaard, they speak very highly of him. They talk about his leadership role. They talk about how he takes the lead whenever there's a need for a meeting. They talk about him being the one checking up on people, making sure they're okay off the pitch. Now, on the pitch, he's had his ups and downs this season. His journey has been one of injury, and then he comes, he looks like he's in form. He's not in form. Then it's a shoulder, then it's a knee. But in crucial moments when we needed him in the Premier League, he showed up and he showed out. He showed up with the assist that was needed to win the game. He showed up with his leadership. He showed up with his pressing. And, I've got to give kudos to him as my captain. He brought us this Premier League. He's one of the people who actually put in work off the pitch and on the pitch when he was available. So, yeah, man, Martin Odegaard, kudos to you, man. So this is me just reliving our parade, believing the fact that we won the Premier League. Like I said earlier when I started the stream, I'm not the biggest on transfer markets, because again, transfers shift every day. 1 minute we're linked to Krupi, the next minute we're linked to somebody else. So I just want a situation whereby at the end of the day, I wait for them to buy whoever they need to buy, and I can criticize. Martin Odegaard, yeah. Ethan Nwaneri. Yes, my man. Fire Saka. Oh, man. Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino has contributed a lot to this team up until his injury, man. Up until his injury. The journey so far for Arsenal getting here, like, if we talk about, like, what we went through from the beginning of the season, right? If you want to look at some of the things that we went through from the beginning of the season, August, beating Manchester United 1-0. We haven't that was our 6th victory at Old Trafford, where we won 1-0. I think we've done it only 6 times where we beat Manchester United at Old Trafford in the Premier League history. I think we did it in I'm not sure. Let me try and see. I think we did it in 1998. We also did it in 2002. We did it in 2006, 2020, 2024, and 2025. Those are the 6 times that we've actually beat Manchester United at Old Trafford 1-0. Like usually we don't get to win against them, you know. In September, Newcastle. Oof, that one was a doozy. The Newcastle game for me was one of those games that I was just like, what is going on? You know, we were 1-0 down. We came back and won that game. And we became the first side in history of the European Cup to win 6 consecutive matches against Spanish sides in that same month as well. When we beat Atletico Club 2-0 in Bilbao. Like we beat 6 Spanish sides in the European in the Champions League, which we had never done before. So there were some things that we were achieving, you know, on our journey to winning this Premier League. But let's keep on watching this video, man. I enjoyed this video, and that's why I wanted to share it just through my own lens. I hope they don't strike this video if I'm putting it. This video belongs to Arsenal. That's where I got it from, not mine. So YouTube, let me just let you know now. This is Arsenal's video. Let's go Arsenal! Yo, this video got me in my feels, man. Martinelli! And these boys deserve it. They deserve it. Come on. Look at this piece in North London. And if you look at the faces of these players, man, you see it. You see that the league. You know. You can hear Mikel Arteta's voice in the background. Look at that, they're pushing Messi to the front. Let it all work out. It's him, man. Look, again, people, you know what? Say what you will about this team. The journey to get here was a hectic one. Let's look at October, for example. Yeah, we played Olympiacos in the UEFA Champions League phase 2. Saka's goal in October, I think Saka's goal against Olympiacos was the 5th game in a row that a substitute had scored for us. And this is just the 2nd time we've done that in our history. The last time we did that in Arsenal history, where we had substitutes score majority of our goals off the bench, was in 2004, between August and September. It's not something that we do regularly, but somehow we had to reenact those moves. And he became the 7th youngest player, Saka, in that same month in October of this season. He to reach 100 goals overall in the competition since Romelu Lukaku, you know, and that was amazing. And then again that same month we had a 4 win over Atletico Madrid, secured a 3rd Champions League win in a row without conceding for the first time since 2007. That's the first. Like, these are the things that we were achieving, even though we didn't look good footballing wise, as in entertainment wise, is what I mean. And then also in that same month of October, we registered our 700 Premier League victory, beating Palace 1-0. Now, but the second side to hit that milestone, Manchester United are the first to get 700 Premier League victories, and we're the second. So these were milestones that, of course, as a fan, I didn't really care about while it was happening then. But I was taking note of it. And then I was checking Opta, and I'd be checking other platforms, and even checking Arsenal.com for information, just to find out how well we are performing. Because sometimes you watch the game and you're just like, man, this is so boring. Like, why are we playing this boring football game? But that was for the month of October, man. I think we did pretty well. And it all began to work out there. It all began to work out. I'm gonna keep playing the video. Miles Lewis Kelly. Yo, okay, let me do this. What's up, man? Fido, how you doing? Hey, Insomniac E, yo, how you doing, my brother? See, let me just tell you guys something. You said they should hold on. I don't know how to do those things with the the strength of our squad and our bench won us many points. It did. There was a point in the season, I think, when we had scored when we had crossed the 100-goal mark in all competitions. 50% of our goals were 50. So I think we had scored 102 goals. 50 of those goals were scored by all the new signings that we had. So we had Eberechi Eze, Zubamendi, Gyökeres, Madueke, like all the new guys had contributed 50 of those goals out of the 101 or 102 that we had. And that was impressive, So again, yeah, I mean, but we'll get to some of these players. Let me keep playing this video. We'll get some of these players. I'm just talking about them freestyling as I see them, and then just pulling out some of the stats and data that these guys contributed to us winning the Premier League. I just enjoy. This is the kind of thing that I enjoy really doing, like following my club, looking at information, loving on the boys, just being like, hey, go boys. And when they do bad, I'll come across them out. Don't worry, I'll come across them out. Yeah, the boys are, man. You said Arteta should go for the invincible season. Just rub it into the look. If Arteta does an invincible season, I'm telling you, it will be over. It will be over. They say we're unbearable now. Like if Arteta does an invincible season, it will be over. Like there'll be no rest. But this EPL trophy is beautiful. A little stat about the EPL trophy, the design. So there's two lions. Let me go back and pull up that trophy a little bit here. Maybe we could be able to take a look at it together. Let's look. No, I think I've gone too far here. Let me just see. Where's that trophy? Anyways, a little, information about the trophy. It's actually designed to be 3 lions. But there's 2 lions that you see. If you look at the trophy, right, you see there's one lion on this side and there's another lion on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. Apparently, whatever captain picks up the trophy is the 3rd lion in the middle. I read that little, when they were designing it, that was part of their design and thought process, apparently. So yeah, that's some information there that I didn't know, and I thought, okay, interesting information. I think maybe people should know that. Like, your captain, if you lift the Premier League, will always be the 3rd lion in the middle. It's like the 3 lions of England, apparently. And that's where the design kind of came from. Mikel Arteta, Bukayo Saka, I guess, Yeah, this is the Ebbs Town. Oh yeah, we have the golden one. That one is people are losing their minds, man. People are losing their minds on the golden one. Like, that's the thing that I always throw back in people's faces. I'm like, yeah, you might have a Champions League. You might have it. Many people have Champions League. Nottingham Forest have the Champions League, But do you have a golden EPL? Do you have the golden Premier League? For going unbeaten? No, you don't. It's not easy to have a golden one. Not everybody has it. Only one person has it. And that thing triggers a lot of rival fans when I start doing stuff like that. But yeah, it's also fun for me. Like when it comes to that's a for me. I mean, I appreciate the fact that we did go unbeaten. I appreciate the fact that we set some type of record that is difficult for people to step up to. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, the boys here, Martin Odegaard, hit the offense, I'm with it. You never, whatever the weather. My blood will forever run through the snow. Yeah, let's get to November. Now in November, on the journey to getting the Premier League in November, um November was Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur Premier League. Max Dalman, 15 years old, 302 days. He was named our youngest player to start a competitive match. This was against Brighton in the Carabao Cup, where we won 2-0. Then we had 3-0 win over Slavia Prague. That was our 8th consecutive victory, to nil. We hadn't lost the game in that month of November, becoming just the 3rd English club in top flight side history to achieve this feat. After Preston, the last club that did it, Preston, was in 1889 and Liverpool in 1920. This sequence saw us enjoy our longest winning run under Mikel Arteta for 10 games to equal the club record, 8 successive shutouts from 1903. So 1903 was the last time we had 8 successive shutouts. That's crazy. Eberechi Eze scored the first London Derby hat trick in that same November, for nearly 50 years, since Alan Sunderland in 1978. So yeah, that was a month, man. That was a month. I'm telling you that November was a month for Arsenal. And, if you look back now, you kind of look at October and November and say to yourself, I think this is where we actually set ourselves up to win the league, because what we had done was we had defended for our lives, made sure we didn't get any shots on target. We won 8 straight games in all competitions. Yes, we'll definitely, we'll definitely see it in the documentary if and when it does get released. But I'm just trying to speculate on what I think happened based off the information that I have, and of course this video, which is like the destination. So the journey for me is all of these things that happen month in, month out, until we actually won the Premier League. And so yeah, man, let me just keep playing the video. Gyökeres, his head is bigger. King Kai. I was going to say, quick one about Kai Havertz. He's the 3rd player in the Champions League history to score for 2 different clubs in the final. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, Mario Mandzukic, and Kai Havertz are the only 3 people to have done that, to play for 2 different teams and score in the final. Now, whether they won it or not, but that's a personal Kai Havertz. I would say that's a personal Kai Havertz, achievement that he's achieved. He's sitting up there with the likes of Ronaldo and Mandzukic, which is crazy. And I can't, you know what? I can't wait to see that, man. Honestly, I can't wait to see Gyökeres unlocked. But I think we're going to change the way we play. I think players are going to play with a lot more freedom. I said this yesterday, but I believe strongly that that's what's going to happen, because you can see it in their faces. What are you about to do? What are you about to do? Can you imagine we're doing stuff like just not these people are, but they're having fun on that. They are having fun on that parade bus. You can tell. And you can see it in their faces, like just the enjoyment, the relaxation. Look at Mikel and Altair. Haters have seen this picture and they've just been hating themselves online. But that's their problem. Like Eze said in his interview, when we win it, it'll be for them to deal with it, not us. Yeah. And the fallout is there now. You see people losing, just coming up with all kinds of silly reasons. Hence why I thought it would be interesting to just look at the journey as we watch the destination. And the destination is right there in front of us here now. The trophy in the hands of Gyökeres. But then we can look at the journey, look at December. Yeah. Noni, the new sound. Noni looks like a troublemaker, honestly. Noni looks like a troublemaker. I don't know why. Every time I've seen him in any video, he's always up to something. So let's do December now. December, we played Wolverhampton Wanderers, Premier League. I think, what's his name? Yerson Mosquera. That's the Wolverhampton Wanderers player. He put it in his own net in the 18th. The net was the 90th minute winning goal in the Premier League history. What else happened in that November again? Let me see. I think in November it was the 5th season we sat top of the Premier League table on Christmas Day. We did that in 2002, 2003. We did that in 2007, 2008. We did it in 2022, 2023, 24. Thanks to our win over Everton. Yeah, which we just became the second team to score 20 plus set piece goals, excluding penalties, in consecutive years in the Premier League. 21 in 2004, in 2024, sorry, and 20 in 2025. After Wimbledon between 1993 and 1996. So, not a bad achievement for December. Like, and it wasn't. Yeah, again, there's certain things that I came across with stats that are crazy. Like, for example, Zubimendi has broken the record for the most games played in a season in someone's debut season for Arsenal. The last guy that we had that did that was in like the 70s. He played 55 games. Zubimendi played 57 this season. He played over 5,000 minutes. So yes, the players did relax. They got tired. We played 63 out of the 65 games afforded to us. Remember, we made it to 3 finals, literally. The Premier League, winning the Premier League. We got to the Champions League final, which means we played every game there. We got to the Carabao Cup, which means we played every game there. The only final we didn't get to was the FA Cup, which means we were short a couple of games to actually play all the games available to us this season. So it was expected that they would burn out. Yes, you have a big squad, but that's a lot of games, man. That's a lot of games, coupled with the 32 different injuries that we had throughout the season. There's got to be something that gives at this point. It's like, hey, if you're having 32 different injuries with a squad of maybe 36 people, give or take, at any given time, this person is out and they're back. It means other players will play a lot of minutes and they'll tire out, Yeah, we probably missed 2 or 3 games throughout the entire season. Like, that's a madness, man. That's a madness. Arsenal played more football games than any top flight team in Europe this season. We played more football games, and so that's the insanity of it all, man. Which is why when I look at this and I'm watching them celebrate this way, I'm excited for them. I mean, it makes me very, very happy. And I'm like, look, we put in a lot of hard work on all fronts. I wish we could have won more stuff and added to it. Fair enough, we did not. But the main one that we wanted, we put in, we put in a lot of work to win this. Yeah. Yeah, the fitness of the players, let's be honest about it. I think now that a lot of them will go to the World Cup. It's only those that make it to the latter stages of the World Cup that will be there till the end. If your team gets knocked out at the beginning of the, you lose 2 games in the knockouts and the group stages, then you're out. You can go home and rest. Or you can come up with 2 seasons. Maybe only a few of our players will probably end up playing to semi-final and final. Very few of them. Maybe the Spanish team, maybe the French, and maybe the English. But that'll be a lot of our players. Saliba, we're looking at Saliba, we're looking at Mendy, we're looking at Eze Rice, and that's a lot. Let's just hope that it's not, I'm not wishing them bad, but I'm just saying, hey, for the rest of the boys, I think they'll be fine. He said it's not done. Declan Rice said it. He said it's not done. Yo. When he made that statement, it's not done, and people began to just say all kinds of things. I was just like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't get it when you claim to support something and they're in their downtimes. And of course, I'm disappointed and angry that we lost the game. But then I see the person I support saying it's not done. That's when I should light that fire and make sure that I'm letting them know I got your back. Now, at the end of the season, if you now don't deliver, I can go back and say to you, you see how you raised my hope? I want you out of my club because I don't want people that are raising my hope. But guess what Declan did? He said it wasn't done and they pulled it off. So at this point, we owe him an apology for those people who went out there and cursed him out, those who called him performative. Yes, this is true. Saka, Rice, Havertz, Zubimendi, Madueke, Saliba, Gabriel, Trossard, Martinelli, all may play until the semis at the World Cup, which is a fair thing to say. I mean, but I just, yeah, I'm just like, hopefully maybe one of the teams that I like makes it there and the rest of them. But then people like again, you never can tell. Let's not. It's the World Cup. It's crazy. Anything can happen. The likes of Gyökeres, Sweden. We never know. You never know. Norway. You never know. Martin Odegaard. Yeah. You know what? I after that game, I was like, yeah, we can still do this. Ah, you need a show with me on AFTV, Ty. Why? Why do you want two positive Arsenal fans to sit down and talk about Arsenal? All you hear is how we'll make excuses for Arsenal for losing games. You guys will be losing your mind in the comments. Be like, what's wrong with you guys? Can't you criticize them? Like, yeah, we can, but again, what does it do? Yeah, this is Declan Rice. Kumba. Oh no, we do have a Saliba profile on the team. We actually do. It's Christian Mosquera. He's only playing right back because Ben White has had injuries in and out, and Jurriën Timber's had injuries. Mosquera was brought in to play backup for Saliba, and Nkapie was brought in to play backup for Gabriel. And Calafiori is supposed to be our left winger, and it was supposed to be Calafiori and Miles Lewis Kelly. But now that we're moving Lewis Kelly into the midfield, I think we will go out and get a left winger. And if we get rid of Ben White, I think then we bring in another right wing, right fullback. I said left winger, left fullback, and a right fullback. Again, the two covers for Saliba and Gabriel, Mosquera and Nkapie. Nkapie is the Gabriel profile when it comes to aggression. Mosquera is calmer than Nkapie. Mosquera is way calmer than Nkapie. Nkapie is the more aggressive player. When you talk about like style for style, I think Gabi and Nkapie are the two most physical guys in our defense. Mosquera, again, remember he's 21, so I think that he's going to balance out, because again, Mosquera plays on that right hand side, so he can't be the Gabriel backup. He's a right-handed. He's a right side center back. That's what he plays. Yeah, you're talking about suited to channel defender. I'm talking about positional play, like where he starts from. Like if you took out where he's most natural, where it suits him is not on the Gabriel side, it's actually on the Saliba side. If you watch all his games, hence why he's suited to playing right back. Hence why we don't play him left back. Nkapie is suited to that Gabriel, left center back position. Hence why we can play him on the left full back. Yeah, I think that's Mosquera is more a Saliba type. Yeah, he suits that side of the pitch. But yeah, man, I'm happy for the boy, man. I'm happy for the boy. 21, first season, wins the Premier League. Yeah. Well, when you see this, right, you kind of then begin to ask yourself, what was the journey for these guys like? Before Saka sings he won the league at Anfield and starts pissing people off, let's go to January. In January, what did we do in January? I think we played Leeds, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Leeds United versus Arsenal in the Premier League. Our record-breaking run of not conceding 3+ goals in the game ended with a 3-2 loss to Manchester United in January. The run stretches over 121 games. Now, for 121 games, we had not conceded 3 goals or more. Now, no side in English football history has gone longer. We have actually gone the longest as a team that has not conceded 3 goals or more up until that United loss. And some of these things were happening simultaneously in January as we were looking bad in January, and people were saying, oh, Arsenal is about to bottle it. And I'm just looking back now and seeing all the things that we achieved. We won at Bournemouth, we won at Portsmouth, Chelsea, Inter, and Leeds in January 2026. We won 5 away games across all competitions. 5 away games in a single month for just the second time in our history. This is the second time in our history that we've been able to do that. And I think April 2000, that run also included a 4 win at Eland Road. That's when we were able to do that. I think what else happened in January? We beat a 4-1 win over Portsmouth in the FA Cup. Yeah, Marley Salmon became the youngest player to feature in the competition, age 16 years old and 135 days. Our win over Kairat was the first time we have named an entirely different starting 11 to the previous game since doing that against Dundalk in Europa League back in December 2020. So that's some of the January information that happened while we were on our way to winning this Premier League. It's just like interesting stuff to realize that our win against Kairat, we named a totally different starting 11, and this is the second time we've ever done it since 2020. So we've done something similar to this before in 2020, about 6 years ago, and that's interesting information to me. Like, that's all right, let's skip forward a little bit. We have to do this part. We're coming up with Declan Rice's Ice Baby. Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm waiting for the Declan Rice. This got me in my feels. When I watch this thing again over and over, I'm just like, yeah, YouTube, this video belongs to Arsenal. It's not my video, so don't alive me. Yeah. Look at Saka. Saka is losing his baby mind over here. The guy is losing his mind. Like, these guys are having a blast, man. Like, they're all. This is what it all accumulates to when you work hard. Eze! Look at that. These guys are losing their minds, man. Look, Mike, like a candle, lucky staging up, jump like a candle, dance. Cause I'm a lyrical poet. Miami's on screen just in case you didn't know it. Anything less than the less is a felony. Love it or leave it. You better take it away. You better be fools out. Kid don't play. It was a problem. Ice. Hey, vanilla rice. Rice, baby. Listen to this. It's right here. Now it is done. Yes. This is beautiful to watch, man. I know rival fans will say, yeah, we're doing too much, it's cringe, it's whatever, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, it's not done for the UCL as well. We'll be back. I know we'll be back. We have to be back. We can't compete at this level. So here's the thing I believe in. You can't work hard and get to this level and compete at this level consistently for the last 3 years, come second, fall short by 2 points, fall short by 5 points, make it to the quarterfinal of the Champions League, the semifinals, and then finally make it to the final and lose on penalties and not try to get back there. You have to. You just have to. It will be catastrophic if we don't get back to, that level. And I do think we're going to get there. I think we're going to play better football next season. But let's quickly do February now. I want to get to February. Yeah, February was who did we play in February? We played let me see, in the Premier League, we played Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, the 4-1 win at Tottenham in February was our biggest away league derby day since a 5-0 victory in December of 1978. So the last time we beat them with a massive margin was 1978. It's the second season in which we won both league meetings back to back, again with Spurs by 3+ goals. After 1934-35 campaign, that's the last time we did that as well. Also became just the second team to win 4 consecutive away games against Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League after Manchester United. So Manchester United is probably the only team that has beat them in 4 consecutive away games, and we've not become the second team. And all that happened in February, and I think it just slipped out over the cracks. Like we just didn't notice it because there was that fear of if we lose games, if we lose the game, we might lose the league. And Eze became the first player to score 5 or more goals against an opponent in the Premier League season for us since Emmanuel Adebayo in 2007, 2008. And we became the first Premier League side to score 4 goals in the opening 30 minutes of an FA Cup clash during our 4-0 victory against Wigan Athletic. Not bad. Not bad for the month of February, man. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, again, you're that's what it is. The season where you win the league will probably be the most stressful because you're closest to it, and the fear of losing it makes it a stressful season. That's probably the reason why you felt that way. Like, that's how I felt as well. It was stressful for me because I felt like, hey, we're closer to getting this thing than losing it, and that in itself is stressful because you just don't want to make mistakes. Yep. The West Ham game was, man, bro, you don't even know, man. That West Ham game, as soon as that happened, I was like, yo, we're done. We're done, man. It's done. It's done. That's crazy. And that for me was just the key thing. Like, winning that West Ham game was beautiful. Burnley, beautiful. Every time I look at that table now, I see 5 games back to back now running. That we won. I just see win. And I compare it to the previous season, where it would be a win, a loss, a draw, a win, a draw. And I was like, you know what? This is how to win the league. Like, the last 2 games, just lock in, do what you need to do, get those points, and just move on. Like, there's nothing. You don't have to entertain anybody at this point. At that point, there's no point in entertaining. Like, what are you entertaining anybody for? So the last 5 games of the season, lock in, let's go. And we did that this season. And bro, this video thing gets me my feelings. I'm telling you, just watching it. Yeah, again, I gotta address. Let me see. Let me take this video off first, and then. So I always feel when we can gain momentum, there'll always be something that stops that momentum. For example, PSG stopped us twice from winning the UCL. Yeah, I mean, that's. I think we overrate how hard it is. PSG got to the final of the UCL for the first time, I think, in 2021, and they lost. And then they came back eventually because now you know how to win it. We're not going to get to the final the first time and just know how to win it. And the last time we played PSG, let's be honest about it. I watched that game again. It's not like they balled us out the park. Their goalkeeper was on a madness. Donnarumma was on a madness. And they were just marginally the better team. And they went on to win that semi-final. And this final, we lost it to penalties. And I said this yesterday in my stream. Of the penalties, what upsets me of the penalties is that we didn't kick it on target. Just kick it on target and let that goalkeeper make a save. And yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a personal opinion. If you don't respect state back clubs, the football on the pitch is different for me from who's backing you, because I don't care who's backing you. When you get on the pitch, it's about what you do on the pitch. And PSG, in that final, for as well as they tried to attack, we defended better. That one mistake by Mosquera, it is what it is. I think we'll learn from that. We'll learn to be more resilient in the future. If we're in the final, we'll know to go for it. We'll know to go for it fully. And state back clubs, yeah, they're here. There's nothing we can do about it. I can't hate on the football they play on the pitch. I can hate on who's backing you up, but the football you play on the pitch is pretty good for PSG. So I'm in no position to speak to that. But yeah, man, this video, honestly, this video, insanity of people sitting on mute and campaigns. But there was something I saw here that I want you guys to do. Look at this, look at Saka's. Like when you see a player nodding, like just really in their own feelings, like yes, we did it. There was a place here. Like, man, I've got to find it. I hope I find it. I'll keep it on mute and keep looking, and just keep talking. Nostalgia will finish us. Yeah, so we will play this thing. I'm going to play this thing until all the ops want to. In fact, until all the ops leave the internet this summer. All of them will leave the internet this summer. I wanted to show you something. So I know a lot of people probably have seen it, but I just think it's funny to point out every time it comes up. I need to keep an eye out for it. When they start showing the streets of North London, where KFC changed their logo to Mikel Arteta's face, it's ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous. There you go. Look at this. KFC changed the logo on their building in North London to Mikel Arteta's face. Like this is how mad people were celebrating. And it should not be called KFC now. It should be called MFC, Mikel Fried Chicken. We shall be there, Mikel Fried Chicken, the best chicken in North London. Yo, Max Dowman. You know, that kid is just taking it all in. 16 years old, youngest kid to play in the English Premier League and score. You know, it's been a journey, man. It's been a journey for Arsenal getting this Premier League. And I think let me just continue because I know we did March. I'm just gonna do April now. And April, we played Sporting Club. We played Sporting Club de Portugal in the Champions League quarterfinal first leg. Since the start of 2022-2023 season, Eberechi has scored more goals from outside the box than any other player in the Premier League with 10. His latest was came in the 1-0 victory over Newcastle United. People don't realize how much work some of these players put in. They may not look the most exciting to you, but they did put in a lot of work. Kai Havertz's winner against Sporting CP was our 8th winning goal in stoppage time in Champions League history, you know. And Declan Rice completed 83 passes against Atletico Madrid in April, the second most by an English midfielder in the UEFA Champions League semi-final on record since 03-04, after Michael Carrick in April 2011, 99 versus Schalke 04. Rice also made the most line-breaking passes, 12 of any player in April. So when people say Declan Rice is not clutch for us, or, you know, what did you pay 100 million for? This is what we paid 100 million for. You know, this is what we paid 100 million for. You know, that's insane. I didn't realize that. Oh, WhatsApp X account changed. So yeah, I said Arsenal the one fan. Yeah, oh my God. I'm sure rivals would have lost their mind when they saw that. I hate when clubs moan about selling the best players, like when Villa and Arsenal had to sell to fund the stadium. Yeah, but fans will moan about it. Clubs will moan about it. You just don't have an option. There's nothing. You're allowed to hate it, but they're allowed to moan because they're losing their best players because they have to sacrifice for the stadium. So them moaning about it is just a normal thing. It's like, why shouldn't they moan about it? You like, you know, and if they moan about it and you don't like it, you have a right to also not like it. And that's fair enough. That's a fair criticism of, you know, from your perspective, you know. Yeah, 22 years of waiting will make you celebrate like a mad, you know. It made the win really special, to be honest with you. Look, I don't know if we'll have the same run next season, but I know we'll have the drive. And for me, that's the key thing. The drive, the determination, the oomph to want to go all the way to the end. I think that right now, if you just look at the faces of the players, that video that I just played, look at when Saka was looking at and just shaking his head. Like every time I watch the reaction on their faces, I feel like they're ready to go for more, you know. They're ready to go for more. Yeah, again, like I said, some of these players, some of these teams will moan. If you sell your best players, you'll moan. Why wouldn't you moan? No manager wants to sell his or her best player, but the club will say, "Look, we need money. We're going to sell the player," and that's it. That's the end of it. The manager can't force the club to not sell the player, and that's the thing. Sorry, guys, hold on. I need to check on my daughter. She's screaming. Children are wild, man. She turned off her game that she was playing and she didn't know how to turn it on. And so she lost her mind and just started screaming. Children are wild, honestly speaking. Yeah. Have children, they said. You'll be happy, they said. All right, man. Let's do May. I think May we played West Ham United in the Premier League. That was we extended our longest unbeaten home record for any side against another English Football League history. We had played 33 games. We've won 26 against them and drawn 7, winning 13 of our 19 Premier League home games against Fulham. So the 19 times we played Fulham at home, we've won 13 of it. Half of our outfield starters for the game versus Atletico Madrid were English players for the first time. This was the most English named gunner starting 11 in Champions League since December of 2009 versus Olympiacos, where we had Walcott, Wilshere, Bartley, Cruz, and Gilbert. So this was one of the first times we had 5 English players on the pitch. And then our goal against West Ham was timed at 82 minutes and 6 seconds. And our latest opening goal in a 1-0 Premier League win since November 2023 against Brentford, Kai Havertz in the 89th minute did it for us. Okay, so we also had our 1-0 win over Burnley. That was our 11th by that scoreline, the 1-0 scoreline during the season. Our highest number of 1-0 wins in the season since 1993-1994. The last time we had this multiple 1-0 wins was 1993-94. That's crazy. Max Dalman also became the youngest player to start a Premier League match in our 2-1 victory over Crystal Palace. And so, yeah. And then Kai Havertz just became the third player again. I think I'd said this earlier when I was talking about the Champions League, but he's the third player in history to score for 2 different teams in the Champions League final. Previously, he scored for Chelsea, then he scored for Arsenal in the final. Then Cristiano Ronaldo did it for Man United and Real Madrid. Mario Mandzukic did it for Juventus and Bayern Munich. And that was our May, crazy stats. This season, we played 63 out of the 65 games that we could play, and we won 44 in all competitions. The most we've done is 41 before now, which was in 1970. And I think 39 in 2001 and 02. 03, 04, we did 37 game wins in all competitions, and 07, 08, we did 36. So that's crazy stats that we pulled. I mean, we pulled some mad, we pulled off some mad things. Honestly, we have a 70% win ratio because we won 44 out of 63 games that we played. That's the highest in the club history. We've never had that high before. This is the highest that we've had. Martin Zubimendi made 57 appearances out of 63 games. That's mad. He holds the record for the highest number of appearances in a debut season in our entire history. He's taken the record from a guy called Pat Jennings. Like, when you think about it, which is why I understand why Martin Zubimendi was tired. I understand why this guy's legs were tired. In fact, let's do the math. 57 appearances with an average of blah, 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 blah. Let me pull up a calculator here. Let's just say 57 appearances with an average of 90 minutes, because some of those games its appearances are not full 90-minute games. But let's just say 90, because that's probably the fair way to do the maths here. 5,130 minutes. Jesus Christ. What in a season? That's a lot, man. Hence why You're talking about the Madrid thing. Madrid drama is a different drama right now. I'm just watching. It's like a soap opera. I'm just watching it. Well, again, so it's different for clubs, right? We did it because of how we went about our stuff. They have rich owners is very different. We took a loan and we had to pay it back, so we had to get rid of our players. They're going to moan because they have rich owners and they shouldn't be getting rid of their players. The rich owners should be able to take care of whatever it is that they need so they can keep their best players. So I understand why they're moaning, but my point is we've not even bought the players yet. So I don't know why what triggered about it. Like I'm not even bothered until the end of the transfer window. That's when I'll decide, okay, like for example, a lot of us were already like, oh, Arsenal's transfer window was just slightly mediocre because we only brought in Gyökeres who look good. Then who are these other guys? Who's Mosquera? Who's Nkapi? And suddenly then Eze walks through the door. Then everybody's excited about it. So I always wait till the transfer window is done. I don't try to speculate because again, I know like you go on news as reliable as some of these people are, if the clubs change their mind midway through buying a player, that person has to come and report a new set of news to you. So I don't raise my hopes. I just wait for them and I hope that they fix the positions, that I want fixed. Well, yeah, just grow your revenue. You'll be allowed to spend, but there still is a cap that you must be able to, because there's a financial responsibility that, like, even Arsenal, we made a lot of money this year. It don't mean we're going to go and spend 500 million. I mean, you gotta, and I think their revenue this year is very good. Villa did very well, in Europe. So their revenue is going to be up there. You must remember that TV rights revenue, like TV, just showing the games, they get a cut of that, and that's massive. That's not small money. So they are growing their revenue, and they also get shared broadcast rights for England for Premier League games, which again, almost every club gets something out of that, and it's kind of spread around more evenly. So yeah, again, they're moaning because if you're losing your best player, you will moan. If we are going to lose our best players right now, regardless of how financially how financially stable we are, we'll see fans that will moan. I would moan. I'd be upset. Managers would moan as well if the club is saying, "I'm going to sell our best player and make more money." And if you're saying grow your revenue and you're allowed to spend, well, that's how to also grow revenue. Sell your players for 100 million. You grow your revenue and you go buy better players, or go buy another player that you can resell again for 100 million. So I think they're doing what they need to do, and yeah, the moaning comes with the territory, man. It's like that's the thing that is going to happen. But yeah, that was our May, and let me see how many players. Yeah, we used 31 different players in 2025-2026, one fewer than last season. We had as many as 9 players reach 50 games for the first time since 1979-1980. That is ridiculous. We had as many as 9 players reach 50 games out of 64 games that we played, 63 games that we played. So 9 key players literally played 50 games. You've got to realize how tiring that is, and how, being the only team that played more games than any other big team in Europe, at the end of the day, it's crazy. It's crazy. But just looking at all these stats, and everything here, interesting. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. I just wanted to share like all the journey, the stats, the things that we went through to get to where we were. I share that video of us, of North London is read by Arsenal. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the stream. Please share, subscribe if you haven't. It helps the channel. I'm going to try and do more live streams on just interesting stuff like this. This is the kind of things that I enjoy, where I can just answer your questions. If you have anything that you want to ask me in the chat, you can go ahead and ask me. In between my streams, sometimes you see me get up and run. I got kids and they run around the house like Looney Tunes. Sometimes I don't know if they're fighting or if they're jumping down the staircase or if they're choking on a fruit. I just got to make sure they're safe. So yeah, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you. Thank you guys. Yeah. And I'm out.